Much job to the family, much job to the tribe. Welcome and welcome back to another episode of Templar Up. I am your host and your Templar, Urban Reed. Paxcopia to you and yours. Thank you for surfing the wave with me because I'm surfing the wave with you. Hope everyone out there is doing well, and I also hope everyone out there is blessed. Today what we're going to do is get it like it's the first time. And I'm talking about vibration. 432 is about frequency, energy, and vibration. And we speak upon frequency a lot, and we speak upon energy a lot. But when it comes to vibration, it can become off tune. And what I mean here is it doesn't matter if your frequency is right. It doesn't matter if your energy is right. If the vibration is wrong, then it's all wrong. We're talking most high over everything. We're talking keeping the code. And that means you have to be in tune. Right? So today we're going to take a step back in order to take 2 steps forward. And I want to talk about the, vibration, the function. The higher mark used to say constantly to remind us that vibration is law. And law is vibration. So, what is vibration, the function? Now, researching words is similar, but different to researching sound. 432 is about frequency, energy, and vibration. And sound is vibration. And vibration is sound. It would appear that is this real is the wrong question compared to is it sound? Let me repeat that. It would appear that the question, is this real, is the wrong question compared to is it sound? What do I mean? Well, what I mean by that is there's a difference between an answer and reconciling. You see, you can answer a question, but you can answer a question, but to to reconcile is to you reconcile a formula and you answer a question. So it's about the formula. Understanding spells is one thing. Understanding sound is quite another. Words burst into consciousness, while the sound that makes a word is discovered, like numbers. This is why we took the journey to with Job, and it was through that journey that led us to connect things to Moses. To Noah. And in doing so, with all of our other recon and research, with Anatolia and things of that nature, things shrunk down real quickly as to, how long ago things took place, right? Now, it is frequency of that sound of a word that is language. It is frequency of that sound of a word that is language. Therefore, dialect is energy of a particular language. Particular languages sine wave, to be more specific. See, the X answers the question of who, the X axis. Then you have the Y axis, which answers the question of where, and then you have the Z axis, which answers the question of when. This is also known as dragon fire. Smoke coming out of his nose and fire, coming out of his mouth. This is why fire or fiery is the root word of fierce. So let's get it like it's the first time, and let's dig on what is sound. Sound is a noise, what is heard, right? Sensation produced through the ear. Now, this is where you get the question asked, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around, does it make a noise? And the answer to that question is yes, because we're talking about vibration. Now, as far as the sensation produced through the ear, your ear is in the shape of a 9. It's in the shape of a spiral. Your ears also, when we're talking about like the gates of a temple, your ears are also, gates to your on either side of your temple, on either side of your head bone. Your eyes being the other 2 gates. So when we're reading Nehemiah and they're describing the dragon's gate and the dung gate and things of that nature, I'm saying it's you can correlate that to to your head bone. Now that was in the late 13th century. Sound from Old French son, sound, musical, note, and voice. From late Latin sonus, meaning sound, a noise, right? This is why, for the anime heads out there, right? Goku's name is actually Son Goku. His first name is Sun, and every time he powers up, he's always making what? A sound, From the prior root, Swano, that is star SWONO. From the root star S-W-E-N, or what? Swin, right? To what? To sound. The unetymological D was established circa 1350 through 1550 as part of a tendency to add D after N. Now, depending on how you vibrate, depends on how you want to look at this. When we do our homework on the timeline and information and how things are presented, what you're crystallizing, are they correlating? Is this really saying, giving you a 200-year time period, right? Or is it saying that something happened in 1350 as well as 1550? Now, we've dug on this in other part of our homework and research, especially with the Nam Ben David, Moses Maimonides, and things of that nature, all right? Compare gender, thunder, jaundice. Then we also talk about spindle, kindred, rebrand, and from the French powder, or metal, tinder, or remainder. Now, these are just giving you examples as far as the N and the D being added, all right? Now, when was this all first recorded? And now, first recorded of sound barrier is from 1939. Sound check is from 1977. Sound effect is from 1909. Originally, live accompaniment to silent films. Now, pay attention to the order that they gave this to you. Sound effect came first in 1909. What was going down in 1909? And then you have it, 30 years later, in 1939, is when you first get sound barrier. And then it's in 1977, right, that you get the sound check. They do this purposely out of order. Now, sound as an adjective, as is, describing a person, place, or a thing. Pay close attention. What is sound? And I want you to notice that this is the oldest iteration of the word, circa when? 1200s. Did a black man discover the fountain of youth? All right. What was going down in 1198? What does it mean? Free from special defect or injury. Free from special defect or injury. Now, this is curious because it has to be a special defect or injury, meaning that a regular defect or injury is commonplace, but we're talking about a special defect. All right, free from special defect. All right, we're talking about primary, maybe, from Old English, gesund, sound, safe, having the organs and faculties complete and in perfect action. Shout out to Judah Sensei about that action, about the move, right? You gotta move. From Proto-Germanic, Sunda, not Sunday, right? But that's important, but we're not going to dig on it. We'll put that in our feather cap. All right. From dramatic root, swin to, right? Healthy, strong. Source also of Old Saxon, Gesang, Old Frisian Sound, Dutch, Gesang, Old High German, Gesamt, German, Gesound, meaning what? Healthy, as in the post-sneezing interjection, Gesundheit, right? Also Old English, and I can't pronounce that, but it means what? Strong. Got it. Swinth, strong. German, Gershwin, right? Geschwin, meaning fast, quick. With connection in Indo-Iranian and Balto-Slavic, meaning right, correct. What? Free from error, is from mid-15th century. Now check out, meaning financially solid or safe is attested from 16th century. So now we're talking after Estebanico, right? Now we're talking about that King James along with King Charles. When we're talking about of sleep, of sound sleep, right? Meaning undisturbed. You went from being undisturbed to being tardemad, right? From when? 1540s. What was going down in 1540s, right? Who was sound? Who was undisturbed in 1540s? Sense of what? Holding accepted opinions is from 1520s, okay? Now, sound the verb, right? Second verb, fathom, probe, measure of depth of, mid-14th century, implied in sounding, from Old French sounder, from sonde, sounding line, perhaps from the same dramatic source that yielded Old English sound, meaning what? Water, wata, or what? Sea. What is the title of the Pope? He's the Holy See. And we doggone see before, remember? But we're talking about also meaning water. Bernhard dismisses the old theory that it is from Latin subundare, figurative use from 1570s. Sound in the second noun, narrow channel of water, 13th century. A narrow channel of water, like the Jordan, like the Sea of Reeds. From Old Norse, sound, a strait, swimming, or from cognate Old English, sound, act of swimming, right? Stretch of water one can swim across. You know, we're talking about, the Bering Strait, right? Can you swim across the Bering Strait? Can you cross the strait? Can you swim across the Straits of Anion? Definitely can't swim across the San Banyan. Right? Strait of the Sea, from both Proto-Germanic star, S-U-N-D-A-M, Sundam, right? From swum to star, S-W-U-M-T-O, suffix form of dramatic root, swim, to move, right? To what? Stir, swim, see swim. Sound, the verb in the first, early 13th century, sounding, to be audible, produce vibrations affecting the ear. Okay, from Old French sonar, modern French sonar, and directly from Latin sonare, to sound, make a noise. You know, when a child is born, they do what? They make a They make a noise. What noise do they make? The wow, right? That crying out from the pi root, swin or swan, to sound, from late 14th century, to cause something, an instrument, etc. To cause something, an instrument, etc. to produce sound, right? To produce sound. So let's get it by the pi, right? Let's get it by the pi. It forms all or a part of a sonance, consonant, right? Oh, the letters of a Y are all consonant. Remember, vowels don't count. Dissonant, or sound, sonnet, sonata, sone, sonic, sonnet, sonogram, right? Sonorous, sound, noise, what is heard, sound, verb, to be audible, and what? Swan. We're only talking swan night. Body bag, Daniel. Body bag for the illusion. What's the Hebrew word of the day? Barber, meaning swan, meaning sound, right? Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So we're talking about that tone, right? Something of interest to note, Old English, swan, swan, right? Properly the sounding bird. Properly the sounding bird. All right. For the dismount. Let this bake your noodle. Talking about a sounding bird. No, it was not on here. I think it is on here, but that's not what I want. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I don't think that's what I want. Swan. Swan, right? Oh, no. We're not doing that. Jack, we're not doing that. Okay, so now pull a card out of Nine Spirals book. I want y'all to hear this again, but we're gonna slow this. We're gonna slow it down though, and notice it. And I want you to notice the difference. Now, why do I bring that up? Because we're talking about the blowing of silver trumpets when it comes down to Jericho, right? When it comes down to circling the wall and the walls fell. So let's get it for like it's the first time, and we'll do this for the dismount. Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out, and none came in. And Yahweh said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horn. And the 7th day ye shall compass the city 7 times, and the priest shall blow with the trumpets. It shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, and all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and people shall ascend up, every man straight before him. I want you to pay close attention. If they're doing this 7 times on the 7th day, they're doing this on Shabbat. And Joshua, son of Nun, called the priests and said unto them, Take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horn before the ark of Yahweh. And he said unto the people, Pass on, and compass the city, and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of Yahweh. And it came to pass, when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that 7 priests bearing 7 trumpets of ram's horn passed on before Yahweh and blew with the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of Yahweh followed them. And the armed men went before the priests that blew with the trumpets, and the reward came after the ark. The reward, right? To reward again, the rear guard, as it were. The priests going on and blowing with trumpets. And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, Ye shall not shout, nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth, until the day I bid you shout. Then ye shall shout. That means they went on a 6-day verbal fast. I mean, can you be silent for 6 days? I mean, we talk about other types of fasts, but to not speak. Only for on the 7th day to let out a great shout, right? So the ark of Yahweh compassed the city, going about it once, and they came into the camp, and they lodged in the camp. And Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of Yahweh. And 7 priests bearing 7 trumpets of ram's horn before the ark of Yahweh went on continually and blew with the trumpets, and armed men went before them. But the reward came after the ark of Yahweh, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets. In the 2nd day, they compassed the city once and returned into the camp. So they did 6 days. And it came to pass on the 7th day, that they rose early about the dawning of the day, and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priest blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for Yahweh has given you the city, and the city shall be accursed. Pay that close attention. The city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein, to Yahweh. Only Rahab, the harlot, shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers or angels that we sent. All right. You know, now that we've come so far, I kind of got a gut feeling, just a gut feeling, that this may be Hagar. Maybe Hagar. And ye in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed. When ye take of the accursed thing, and make the camp of Israel accursed and trouble it. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto Yahweh. They shall come into the treasury of Yahweh. We're only talking dragons. We're going to talk about the periodic table of dragons. So the people shouted when the priests blew with trumpets, and it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox, and sheep, and ass, with the edge of the sword. But Joshua had said unto the two men that had spied out the country, Go into the harlot's house, and bring out thence the woman and all that she has, as ye swear unto her. And the young men that were spies went in and brought out Rahab and her father and her mother and her brethren and all that she had. And they brought out all her kindred and left them without the camp of Israel. Now, isn't that strange wording? Okay. They left them without the camp of Israel. They burnt the city with fire and all that was therein, only the silver and gold and the vessels of brass and of iron they put into the treasury of the house of Hawah. And Joshua saved Rahab the harlot alive, and her father's household, and all that she had. And she dwelleth in Israel even unto this day. Where does she dwell? She dwells in Israel even unto this day, because she hid the messengers, the angels, which Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. And Joshua adjured them at that time, saying, Cursed be the man before Hawah that rises up and buildeth the city Jericho. He shall lay the foundation thereof, and his firstborn and his youngest son shall he set up the gates of it. So Hawah was with Joshua, and his fame was noised throughout all the country. Now, pay close attention. Cursed be the man before Hawah, right? That rises up and buildeth this city, Jericho. Well, who's the only one that's in Jericho? After Joshua goes slicing and dicing, it's Rahab and her father's household. They're cursed. And we got it earlier that they were cursed. But cursed to do what? Or cursed by what? How is a curse a blessing? And if you pay close attention, and this is clearly described to those that, to Rahab and her family, that a curse of Hawah is a blessing. When you KTC, keep the code, and you're in the proper, not just frequency, not just energy, but when you're in the right vibration. Vibration is law, and law is vibration. Those that choose up will suit up. And I hate to say it, but it is what it is. Judge each man by their measure. Because there's a whole lot of us that look like us that ain't us. So judge each person by their measure. And if they and test and see for yourself. Don't bear false witness. Test and see. If they choose up, if they suit up, if they vibe up. Vibration is law. And law is vibration. Hallel Hawa. Hallel Hawa. Huh? Wow. I love y'all. Peace.